Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming you guys with a project commentary. This commentary is affiliated with DC, and for more commentaries content, check us out on JotaCommentaries.com. This is SB versus WAG. Do you guys still remember SB? Starsboba, the premier team in Vietnam. One of my favorite teams outside of China. I think their power level is like over 9,000 and shit, and they would actually rival some of the great Chinese team, and of course the European teams as well. So I think they're a really high level team. WAG I have not heard anything about. I don't think they play anything international level. But this match is not not anything for a tournament, but this is a show match, or more precisely, this is a money match. So how it goes is that if Starsboba beats WAG, Starsboba would give WAG will give Starsboba $250 or something like that, or whatever Vietnamese currency converted to dollars. Whereas if WAG win the match, then Starsboba will have to give them 750. So it's a three times as much if WAG wins. Of course, Starsboba is probably the big favorite going into this match. That's why they're having such a high currency. And what Doom doing is feeding on purpose. Yeah, he's got okay. So the reason he's feeding on purpose is that he's not just a noob, but they actually picked this. They picked all the heroes in CM mode, and this was an AP remake. And within that CM mode, they played a couple minutes of it, and someone had to drop. And in that game, Doombringer had fed first blood to this trialing over there. So they're gonna just make it as evenly as possible and gave the Scourge first blood. So there you go. No big deal. And we are going to see a trialing of the Shaker, Venge at the bottom lane, a Weaver somewhere. They're probably going to do a trialing Doom instead of trialing Weaver. Well, we'll see though. Now Doomber is actually heading down, so they're going to do a trialing Doom, and then Weaver top most likely, and then a Invoker solo mid. Meanwhile, on the other side we have a Ogre Priestess and a Crystal Maiden on the bot trialing, and then a solo mid and the Windrunner solo top. So worth noticing, something worth pointing out. This blue player is so soon. He's using a different tag, but he usually plays either solo mid or a some kind of carry hero. But he's playing Shaker today, and Starsboba is quite famous for the Shaker. Manga Q or Manga HQ is probably the best Shaker player in the world, in my opinion. But I think he's at school right now, so that they're not playing. This ward, by the way, drop down is probably the best ward at both blocking the camp and also revealing sight into the Sentinel lane. Just gonna let you guys see some sick warding by Izumi. Just barely on that circle, you could block the camp, and then I urge you guys to actually learn this ward spot. Really good. Some good Fisher blocking, no big deal. Bottom has leap. And Doom can't really go on them at level 1 because he just got Devour. So, and then I think 2 wards being dropped down here. So Sentinel is 1 ward down, but no big deal. There's really no reason to drop both wards down unless you need to block a camp or anything like that. Because generally, I believe this tri-lane is going to be standing mostly in this area. You would want to ward here, but it's not very necessary because they're tri-lane standing over here. So let's look at the mid lane. This is Rekka. Rekka's I think he played an insane Pugna in one of my games that I cast a long time ago. And then another reason I want to cast this game is look at how Starsboba's Invoker differs from how the Chinese Invokers or the European Invokers deal with. To the best of my understanding, I only saw like 1 or 2 Rekka Invokers, and he plays it very funny or weird or non-standard, I guess is a better word. He goes for Exhort heavy, which is, I guess, not that unstandard, which, I mean, it's unstandard in Chinese play, but in terms of European play, it's quite normal to go Exhort. But he goes Force Spirit instead of the Alacrity build, which is a little bit different. I mean, I think he does. In the last couple games, at least, I've seen he does. Force Spirit, kind of, it's a little bit more last hit oriented. And his Invoker is a lot more farming oriented. Most of the Chinese Invoker, we see them go help out in terms of ganks in the other lanes, in terms of team fight, pushes, defense, and all of that. Whereas I think Rekka's Invoker farms a lot. So let's see what he's going to do this game. No, he actually has gone for Alacrity, so he's going to go for a little bit more standard, the Exhort Wex build. I think he's changing the build a little bit differently against AA, because AA hits pretty hard, especially when he drops a cold snap, the cold feet on you. He gains a lot of lane dominance just from that. So maybe he's trying to win some of last hitting back with that Alacrity, and he's actually not lasting with it. But looking at the top lane, we have the Weaver versus Windrunner. Pretty even lane, I guess. No one lane is gonna kill the other lane. I believe the Windrunner has better in terms of nuking for creeps, but then I think the Weaver has better last hitting, in my opinion. Did I say Weaver has better nuking? I meant the Windrunner has better nuking with that power shot, but Weaver has better last hitting with that Gemini attack. So the lane is gonna be pretty even. It's gonna go down completely to skills and ganks. But it looks like both supports have been smoked. Both sides support have been smoked. These guys smoked? No, these guys are not smoked. Or they, yeah, they do have a smoke, and it looks like they're gonna be smoking. Both support smoking. They're kind of waiting to gank the carries or the mid solos of either lane, but I don't think they're going to be successful because both guys are wary. They do know, hey, guys are missing off the map. You can see how these guys are, the playing style is very, very similar. Generally, Starsboba's, when you see a Starsboba versus a match against another country, like let's say Singapore or Malaysia, you would see the Starsboba roaming so much with their dual supports. But it looks like because they're both Vietnamese teams, they all play similar styles, so you can saw the supports also roaming here, as this Doombringer might be in trouble. He's level 3, so he should have Scourge Orb, but the bottom is level 3, almost 4 already, bullying the Doombringer a little bit because she is range, and Doombringer has very, very low level. Looks like these guys are trying to get a top gank. I'm not too sure whether they'll be successful, but this Doombringer needs to be careful, because all they need is a single Nova, and it looks like they're going to make it go. There is that Nova, there's going to be Fire Blast, Arrow is going to hit, and there's that Ignite as well. A lot of stun. Is there going to be Freeze Bite? Oh, yeah, there you go, Freeze Bite. 5 nukes, 6 nukes with the Starfall, there you go, and some good blocking from the Doombringer, from Izumine, who plays this great ward, and he is going to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, on the top lane, looks like they're going to try to make it go. There is that going to be Fisher. Fisher hits, and there is that Swarm, but that Windrun is going to take care completely of it. Vengeful Spirit not in position to drop a Magic Missile. Great barrage of chain stun by the Scourge Trialing, getting them the second kill on the Doombringer. Of course, the first one was fed to them, but you know, that was the backstory of it. So Starsboba getting down to an 0-2 deficit to WAG. WAG playing exceptionally well so far. Of course, they don't have a track record to prove or back up, but so far they don't seem like your average scrub. They're playing, you know, exceptionally well. They are, in terms of last hitting, they should be pretty even. It looks like there's going to be a mid gank, so I'm going to check the farms in just a bit. There's that Vengeance Vince. Oh, did he go into Tower Ranger? I don't think he did. There's that teleportation coming in. They did see the Shaker, I believe, so Ogre comes in. And with Ogre coming in, I don't think they get a kill. Checking the CS, there's 27-14 and 14-5, so never mind that. I was going to be saying, well, AA should be okay in terms of last hitting against the Invoker, but Invoker with that Alacrity build, just insane in terms of plus damage. Doombringer teleported to mid lane, but he's going to just walk all the way to the bot, but he is going to run to the Crystal Maiden or maybe a Potom gank coming in, so he should be careful. There's some engagement going on. There's that Fisher, and okay, Meteor scorching the Ironwood branch. Want to burn it out. Unfortunately, you can't burn up that branch. Makes absolutely no sense. They're trying to kill that Invoker. Invoker with the boots of speed is going to be okay. He's going to walk uphill and probably south immediately. Vengeful Spirit drops a Magic Missile, 40 defense, and they should be okay right now. So not the best invoking spells we have seen. Ooh, Harpy Storm, where you at with that Chain Lightning? But anyways, so we see that the Invoker item skill build is just very, very different, right? Generally, we see things like Alacrity in the early game, and you know, Sunstrike if you're gonna go Exort heavy, but he has to invoke into Meteor as well. Unfortunately, he was not able to cast it soon enough, but if he layered it properly, that is a very, very damaging combination. As we see Shaker dropping another spell. Oh, this Shaker might be in trouble. He is frozen. Vengeful Spirit does not have the mana for the sun just yet, and that Ignite is gonna take him down. Let's see who's gonna pick up kill. Izumine picks up yet another kill. This support Ogre is getting a little bit rich, which is not a bad thing for now, because he can help out the ward. He can pick up a very quick, I guess, Arcane Boots or Soul Ring. Let's see what he wants. But the problem with Ogre picking up kills is that, yeah, you're taking go from your carry players, and also if you die eventually in the mid game, and you will die because you're an Ogre, when you die you would just give up a bigger bounty than usual because you have a killing streak. So a little bit of go mechanics for you guys. Doombringer being pressed down extremely hard, no mana, so even when he turns level 6, is not getting able to force a Potom away with the threat of a Doom. So Potom sitting pretty, already have the phase boots finish and a Sobi mask. Not Sobi mask, I bring up Besatis. So she's sitting pretty. Meanwhile, a mid gank going on, a Fisher into a Meteor that actually hit there, probably with thanks to Magic Missile keeping it in place. So good job done by Rekka, finally getting a kill there. And he's not sitting, he's CSing to, oh, never mind that, 7 minutes 35 CS. That's 5 minutes, right on target, I guess. That's kind of what you want. If in terms of pro level, you need to have at least 5 a minute to kind of justify a good farming game. If anything below that, it's like no. In more like amateurish play in DC in-house, 4 minutes quite decent. But in this kind of level, you need 5 a minute. Looks like we're gonna have a teleportation coming in. Still not level 6 yet. Potom almost level 7. So you know, Potom, let's see what's going to be going for in terms of item build. Potom is quite versatile in terms of items that you can go into Diffusal Blade into Manta style, or more likely we're going to see a Manta style opening and then go into some sort of a hard carry item such as MKB or Butterfly or something like that. Or you could be like Chinese, you could be who played that? I think it was 820. That one, I think Django first into BKB, which you know, did not work out for them. Doombringer gotta be like, oh my god, that ward just dropped down. Doombringer ran into the fog, and he does have Scourge Earth, so he is gonna be okay. But I think this tower is gonna be going down now because Doombringer just left the lane. Yeah, he realized he's not gonna get any XP anyways, and he will be in the danger of dying. So he's gonna just give up the tower and then go to mid lane to set up some kind of gank. They're making yet another gank. There's that AAO is gonna hit the Shaker. Shaker is gonna shatter immediately. That, oh my god, Meteor shit. Oh, fire versus ice, and that ice just blew up as we see Windrunner ports in. So Windrunner porting in is not gonna get that many kill, and that is gonna give Weaver some sort of free farm on top lane. Let's see, Weaver is gonna respawn by turning on the bring up the slaves and go into a bush. Looks like he's not gonna do that. Go into that. But it's not a bad choice if the Windrunner is out of the lane and there's not going to be anyone in the lane. But it looks like he's going to just CS. He is only sitting at 32 and 8, and that's not that good of a farm. I thought you would get better farm because I mean I think Weaver has a pretty good animation, at least I think so. In combination of Gemini attack and Tsukushi, you should be able to get mostly every single creep. And let's see how Windrunner is doing in the CS. Windrunner has a lot better, 47. So the Weaver getting complete out of CS. As we see, Shaker is going to get initiated upon. There you go, a complete barrage spell. Looks like Venge is going to go down as well. 2 easy kills being picked up, and that AAO is going to just drop down for the assurance. 2 and 6 in favor of WAG, contrary to my beliefs. Starsboba getting completely railed upon in the early game. The early game dominating hero of the Scourge is going to be helping in that. Look, Potom, Crystal Maiden, the Ogre, and the AA, all great early gamers. So meanwhile, of course, the Sentinel has the better mid to late game. They do have the better. I mean, Invoker is very dependent in the XP, and this is what I mean. Invoker, Kellen's Dagger as the first item. This is what I mean about Rekka's difference in terms of playing style. He rushes Blink Dagger first, like before any other end. He just go Blink Dagger first. He loves to go in with the drop down with the Ice Wall. Blinks in with the Ice Wall, or blink in with Meteor. Use it as a true positional item. Of course, you guys know my catchphrase. I always prefer Force Staff, and Force Staff on the Invoker is not bad at all because he, gives you the 10 plus intelligence as well, which you generally need the mana because Invoker is quite a bit of a mana dependent hero. However, I have in the 2 games that Rekka's Invoker has impressed me so much. Like the Blink Dagger first is just so aggressive. The way he uses it, he just blinks in. Even when he uses it as an initiator. Like he plays as if he's like Enigma or as if he's Shakers. That kind of Invoker, which we have never seen that kind of Invoker. Most of the time we see Invoker, stand back, toss out that long range tornado and toss out that long range meteor and all that stuff. But no, he jumps right into the fray of things, which in a more inexperienced player like myself, I'm always afraid to do that, like, because I only got 850 HP. I can't just jump in like that. I need to have my Doom run in, I need to have my Weaver run in, but no, this guy is baller. So let's see how he's going to be impressive, because 8-minute Blink Dagger is really early, especially when these guys are trying to push. I'm not too sure whether they are aware that a Blink Dagger is right there right now. Oh my god, AAO is gonna hit. So these guys, if he takes a power shot right now, he might be in trouble. Is he gonna time lapse that? He should time lapse that. No, he's gonna just regen it back with the Ring of Health slowly. No big deal. Finally, Doombringer is going to get some EXP. He does have the phase boot finish well, going for a very mobility-based Doombringer. With that phase boot, with that speed aura creep, and of course with the max Scourge Earth, he will be walking in a maximum move speed. So he will be able to escape a lot of ganks and then chase down a lot of heroes as well. So pretty standard in terms of item builds and skill build all the way throughout. Gonna do another creep check as we see. This is like the third smoke. Yeah, this is the third smoke gank in like 12 minutes, and they are gonna find the Doom. So let's see if Doombringer is gonna run out. There's that Doombringer's phase boot gonna pay off. There's that slow Fire Blast, Ice Blast, Ignite, Freeze by man. Every spell in the book, and looks like Killing Spree being picked up on the Priestess, and Priestess going for the ultimate of war first. So your guess is as good as mine. Is that going to be a Lincoln Sphere first? Lincoln Sphere not a bad choice against the Doombringer because you can nullify, and a lot of single targeted stuns in this game as well. Or it can be a a Manta style, or if he wants to go a little bit more bold, it could be a Scotty. So we'll see. Scratching my eye. My eyes itching. I don't know why. Oh man, another smoke, man. These guys are buying smoke whenever it comes off cooldown. So 12 minutes and you could only get 4 smokes. Consider if you get the first smoke right as the game starts, right? Then you could get the fourth smoke at the 10-minute mark. Smoke it's 1 per 10 minutes. Like how Wards is 1 per 6 minutes. So both teams seems to have a lot of smoke. He does have the blink dagger. No, he's not going to be chasing in. The A blast using it very defensively. No, it's going to shooting at the top lane. Is Weaver going to be paying attention? Oh, okay, never mind. Just missed. No big deal. No big deal. It's not like it's going to do anything anyways. So both teams is kind of just dilly-dallying around. In terms of hero composition, I do favor the Scourge team a little bit. Excuse me, favor the Sentinel team a little bit if he goes into the mid-late game. Because, I mean, how hard can a Potom carry? I do have my experiences with, like, hard carrying Potom. But in terms of going up against a Doombringer, a Weaver, and a Invoker, I gotta favor the Sentinel a little bit more. Of course, AA, very good mid-game hero. The Windrunner, exceptionally good mid-game hero, especially when the gangsters start coming. So, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just heroes alone. I think it favors the Sentinel a little bit more. And I think Sentinel is fine. They're just farm all day, MP, but they are a little bit down in the early game phase. 2 and 7, gonna do a quick creep check as we see the fourth smoke gang come in. Let's see if they can pick off this Weaver. Do they have dust though? That is the question. They do have a sentry, so they're gonna rely heavily on chain stunning. There is that great shackle shot, and oh no, just melts completely, drops down the sentry ward right before the stuns even hit from the Ogre, and they picked up yet another kill. 2 and 8 for WAG, and they were going to benefit with yet another tower. Tower count 2-0, well 1-0 right now, but they are going to get another tower. So these smoke gangs are just being exceptionally effective, and I gotta just knock on SB a little bit. Of course, those smoke gangs are really hard to detect, but you gotta think something if there's 3 guys missing off the map. They're not gonna be jungling in their jungle when they're winning so much. They're probably ganking you. So, not too sure whether that was the best map awareness from the Starsboba team. And looks like the Starsboba are just kind of chilling. They need to be defensive. Yeah, they are farming their jungle right now because they can't do anything. And now one of the reasons I don't really like about this kind of item skill build from the Invoker is that it's just too offensive. Nothing wrong with being too offensive, but it's just that if someone goes on you, you don't have the tornado, you don't have the ice wall. I think he has like Alacrity and probably Meteor invoked currently, something like that. So if you want to go into gold, I'm sure he has all 3 regions already, so he can go into a ghost walk if necessary, but that requires him to have quick enough fingers to invoke it, as we see some kind of gank and tower push coming on here. And I think this is cue for the Scourge to go for a mid tower. Mid tower is at 453. They are gonna get a Doom on the Potom. Potom, unfortunately, 4 heroes missing off the map. I have to say both these teams are pretty bad in terms of map awareness. Of course, bad is a relative term compared to me. They have really good map awareness, but I guess compared to the Chinese team, where if you see like even 2 heroes missing off the map, they'll just really stay far behind the tower. But these guys are playing a little bit more bold as AA Blast drops down all of them to half health. And I think this push might be low. If I know they're going to just keep going, Fisher is going to drop all these creeps to very low HP. They need to right click this tower down. Tower doing significant amount of damage to that Venturosa and all these low HP here. Glyph is popped down just to delay it a little bit longer. AA is sitting right there, but unfortunately he won't able to be coming in. Cobb picks up the last hit on the tower, which is going to help out the go. Weaver needs to be careful. They don't have the sentry, so they don't have dust either, so they aren't able to get a kill on him. Gonna check out the farm. Potom has 74 creep kill. That is probably leading the game. Let me check out how the Invoker's got 65. AA's got 34. Wow, AA's farm is just abysmal, but he is on a winning team right now. He has 1 and 2 in terms of the skill kill count, and he has gotten for a arcane boot. So these guys, WA, should recognize that they are more of a mid-game team, so going for more mid-game items and trying to finish this game early, because they need to finish this game early. Yes, so we do see dual arcane boots, and of course they do have the Crystal Maiden aura as well, so that's a lot of mana region. That's why they could be firing spells like endlessly, and they are still sitting all at full mana. They could fire spells all they want. And let's see what Potom. I'm still very curious at what this Potom's item build is going to be. It looks like they are going to get a third tower. Are they going to get the last hit, though? That is going to be crucial. No, looks like good deny by the Venge Pulse. Arrow hits on the Shaker. Oh, great Shackle Shot. Swap from the Shaker into safety. That is the immediate. Oh my god. Burning Potom. Potom leaps out, but he's going to die to the fire. There you go. Dies to the fire there. And Potom dies. And I think that signals the end of the mid push as we see the Scourge kind of coming back, getting a very crucial tower deny. Great swap from the Venge, saving the Shaker. And you get a good. What was that? That's a very traditional. What's that spell? Meteor into. Was that half moon thing? That QWE into R. Man, I forgot the name of that spell. Man, Invoker has 10 spells. Deafening Blast. There you go. Deafening Blast into Meteor. Old school combo, and made it work. Made it work on the bottom, and. I think Potom leapt out of it, but died to the fire after burning. So no big deal, no big deal. Another Smoke of Deceit purchase, this time on the Starsboba. Let's see how they're going to be using it. Only a boost of speed on the Shaker. Let's see if it's going to go a straight Dagger, or go for that Arcane, or go for that Soul Ring. All very good possible choices. But I don't think straight Dagger might be the best of choice in this game. Of course, every type of initiation is always good. But I don't think as a very low-level Shaker you could be jumping in that bravely. However, they do have really good mobility heroes to follow up, such as the Weaver with Tsukishi, such as the Doom with the Fire, and then of course Invoker, very long-range spells. Of course, he has the Blink Dagger himself, so if he goes Blink first, that might not be that bad either. But generally, you want some stats on that Shaker because he generally does not have enough mana to cast all his spells. So. Looking at the Scourge team, they are not ganking anymore. Looks like there's going to be a kill attempt on that Shaker. Shaker, is he paying attention? He is not paying attention. However, he is still in okay range. No one going near enough to drop down a kill. Good ward by the Sentinel. This ward, I like it. I like it a lot. See? Sentinel Ward sees all this area. Of course, the creeps are here, but even if the creeps are not here, it will see into this general area. It won't see the rune spot. But I don't think the Sentinel will care that much about the rune spot right now. They're a little bit even afraid to go across the river. They just want to make sure that guys are not coming into their jungle, and that's all they care about the most, I think. Doombringer barely level 9, the Weaver level 11. Let's do a quick level check. That is a very good indication of how the game is going. 13 on the Windrunner, 10 on the bottom, and then the support on the 7-8. Very healthy levels. Meanwhile, 11 and 11 on the Invoker and Weaver, 9 on the Doom, and then 7-7. So the Scourge leading in terms of level by a little bit. And I should expect them to because they are up ahead by kill. Another Smoke gang. So right as the Smoke cooldown, they just buy it and they just use it. They are out for blood and they are gonna get another Shaker. Sentinel wants to get the Shaker farm. Shaker does have the mana boots, but he is gonna pay for it with this live. Potom is gonna be leaping in most likely. Arrow is gonna miss. There's an AA blast is gonna hit. Oh yeah, there you go. That Shaker is gonna go down. Although they are getting kills, these WAG ganks are pretty they're pretty expensive. They are expensive not just because of the smoke. That's only 100 gold, no big deal. But expensive in terms of the opportunity cost. Like they are spending 4 or 5 people ganking one Shaker. I think Shaker is fine. Like you could gank me. We're gonna get farm on our 4th other hero. We're gonna take one of your towers. So in terms of factoring the cost of the smoke, factoring the cost that all 4 of them have to be ganking, it's not that effective. I mean, it's probably more effective in terms of like pub play because if you gank them twice, like leave, right? But in these kind of games, in pro matches, they're like fine. You could gank us. We'll just out EXP you. We'll out farm you. And whatnot. Of course, as I say this, Scourge is leading in terms of EXP and gold and towers and everything. But that's probably off to their very very good early starts. But they could be having even a better early start. Weaver gets arrow. Is Venge gonna catch up to anything though? They are going to get the CM. CM goes down immediately, I hope. But they're going to trade Avenge. So 1-for-1 trade so far. As we see, what Invoker spell does he have? Invoker does not have anything right now. Gets a Shadow Shot. But yeah, no. Looks like the trading 2 supports. And I think Scourge got the kill. Meanwhile, who got the kill on the CM? No big deal. Let's see, 1700 gold on the Weaver. Probably going to go into that Lincoln Sphere build first. Very, very safe build. Invoker has a Django and 1600 gold in the bank. Doombringer has 1100. Going to go for Pipe, most likely. Meanwhile, the Scourge, the most expensive guy, and most rich guy, is a Windrunner. Has a Mecha and 1700 gold in the bank. And we are going to see Lincoln Sphere first on the bottom. Lincoln Sphere first, like I said earlier, is a pretty good build. But I was hoping for a little bit of a more offensive spell. Because Manta does still retain that defensive component with that the mirror image, because you know it de-purge or debuff, so it's not that bad as a defensive item. Of course, it gives you 10 stats as well. Of course, the Lincoln Sphere is far better in terms of survival, but it gives you no damage. So I kind of don't like Lincoln Sphere anymore as an item. Don't like to see it on Weaver. Don't like to see it on Potom. Don't like to see it on Morphling. I think there's just for 5k gold. I think there's just better items out there. It's just too passive in my opinion, even for heroes such as, you know, Morphling or Weaver that you want to be surviving. I think even for heroes like that, there's just still better choice for a little bit more offensive type of items. But you know, I'm not pro, and these guys are, so. Although I'm not too sure how WAG is or how pro they are, but judging from this game, they're handling themselves fine. They just need to realize that they are not going to be as late as the Sentinel team, so they need to make their early game action count. And what I mean like that is when you guys do 5-man smoke ganks, make sure you get something more out of it than a single kill. Like you need to get a tower kill, you need to get at least 2 or 3 kills for kind of a 5-man gank. You can't just rely on 5-man gank carrying you into the late game, because it's not going to work. However, Women does have 125 creep kill. That is going to carry them into the mid game. Potom has, Potom has 131 as well. Man, great farm from these two semi carries. Meanwhile, the Doombear only has 60. He is going to get blasted. Oh my god, Doombear completely out of position. Great chain sense. And great swap from Sentinel. The Shackle Shot does get them, but that meteor melts a Crystal Maiden in the first place. Doombear at half HP, regening quite a bit. There is that smoke. Is that smoke? No, that's... What the hell is that? Is that Moonlight Shadow? What the heck is that? That has to be that is Moonlight Shadow. I was looking for a Moonlight Shadow icon, but there was no Moonlight Shadow icon. Weaver is gonna be coming in, but he gotta be careful. Oh, great Shackle Shot. Who is doomed? No one's doomed. He blinks in. He is gonna get multicast, and he dies. So that's why I kind of don't like Blink, because it just puts you in a little bit more dangerous position. Doom is casted on the Potom, but Potom has the raw HP to tank it, and they really want an Urn, but it looks like they don't really give a damn about Urn, because Potom does have the Perseverance. Looks like we have the Crystal Maiden TPing back in. Ogre, being the more ball than he should be, needs to be careful. AAO is gonna probably melt the Shaker. Oh, Shaker is does have the shattering effect on him. He gotta be careful. Arrow is gonna hit absolutely nothing. Shaker needs to go back. Weaver needs to go back, and I think with this struggle, Sentinel is gonna lose yet another tower. No, but they're gonna be dropping all their spells. A great Shackle Shot. That is like the haxiest Shackle Shot I've ever seen. Good chain stun from the Scourging. Another swap going on the Doombringer. Unfortunately, unable to do anything. It looks like he gave away his life as well. And this double kill being picked up by Brown. That is the Potom. Potom is gonna have Lincoln Sphere finish, going for that Mantis out next. Great build from the Potom. It looks like the Scourge team is threatening for the racks, or they're gonna turn back for the Roche. Yeah, either case it's pretty good. I think going for the racks, even though they're not gonna get the racks, they should do at least 40%, 50% damage to the tower. Would make your second push later on in the game would be easier. But they're gonna go for the safer choice, which is gonna be Roshan. Do they have a Medallion of Courage though? Let's check. They don't have a Medallion Courage. They do have the Django of Endurance. So that is going to... Yeah, they pop the Django for faster Roshan attack. I don't think that's even necessary. Django charges is a little bit precious, because it's only 4 charge and you can't replenish that. So I'm not too sure whether I would use that for that Roshan attempt. But I do have a lot of pressure at the mid lane. So... they want to kill the Roshan as quickly as possible and going back to defend their towers. Let's see who's going to be picking up the Aegis. I think Potom is probably the best choice. So she could be a little bit more offensive with that leap, chasing with the leap, and then go for... Yeah, there you go. She picks up the Aegis. And I really like the synergy in terms of the heroes on the Scourge. They do have a lot of attack speed with that Ogre Bloodlust, and they have a lot of damage with the Chilling Touch. Everything like this comes for free. So... of course, with these semi-carries such as Windrunner and Potom, they want as much damage and attack speed as possible. So these spells are really helpful. One thing about Chilling Touch is that only works against heroes, so it doesn't work against buildings, it doesn't work against creeps and whatnot. I guess it doesn't work against Roche. So it's not bad. It lowers your attack speed, because that's what Healing Touch does. Or Chilling Touch, not Healing Touch. But the Bloodlust from the Ogre is gonna nullify that minus attack speed. So really well thought out, kind of cute 1-2 punch kind of combo. And this AA has been using that ulti very liberally. Level 11 AA, level 2 Ice Blast is gonna give you one shot those range creeps. So if you see a lot of big pile of range creeps, piled up on one of your towers, and you can't TP back because you're ganking somewhere. If you're doing a prolonged push, then you can use that AAO. As long as it's level 2 ult, then you could just get it. This Shaker's been farming non-stop, 47 creep kills. That's more than a lot of Shakers would have, and he's sitting at 1800 gold. So want that quick blink dagger. Realize that the Scourge right now quite strong, and they can't really go into them. Last time the Invoker tried to go into them, he just got raped. So that blink dagger probably a better as a secondary blink dagger to follow up, and that's why. Did I talk about this with the Invoker going for the Force Spirit build? It's we don't see this quite often. Which, I mean, Force Spirit is actually really good spell. All Invoker spells are really good, but Force Spirit can help you scout, can help you farm, and can help you tank multi-casted Fire Blast like that. So no big deal. MP. I think this tower is gonna go down as well. So that is 5 towers for 2. And oh, wow, Kai just bitch slap all over these Scourge players. Man, this guy's got like what, 74 damage, and the entire Scourge team got like 300 damage combined. But they can't deal. Weaver's gonna TP out fine, no big deal. Is he? He needs to TP out. Jumbrian getting his farm on. He's getting so very tank. Let's see what items he's going to go after the pipe. I think a Ghost Staff would be very good, because if you look at the Scourge team, of course, they do have the Fire Blast, they do have Crystal Maiden, a lot of AoE magical damage, so looks like a big engagement. They're trying to focus on the Windrunner. I don't think they can. That swap use very quick. Oh my gosh, Shaker comes in, and that was just the great beginning of team fight. Ice Wall just dropped between the Ice Wall and Fisher. My god, I think Starsboba is going to be starting off a good comeback, as we see Doombringer tanking absolutely everything. Doombringer finally goes down. Potom at the center of everything has the Aegis though. 3 for 2 so far in the team fight. Potom needs to leap out. Yeah, he leaps out. Vengeful Series very low. So 3 for 2. Actually 4 for 2, because Potom had the Aegis. So a great team fight for the Scourge team. And this is what I mean. As the mid game progress, the Scourge team is gonna fall back a little bit, because that Invoker is gonna just do a lot of damage. Doombringer just basically ran in because he was so tank. Great swap from the Windrunner. Great swap on the Windrunner by the Venge to open it up, and Venge actually survived that team fight. So really well done by the Sentinel team to kind of come back. And you can see that this is a very correct decision by the Sentinel team to have that Shaker farm. He's been basically AFK the whole game, or for like the past 15 minutes or so, just been farming for that dagger. Was in neutrals, was in mid lane, just farming non-stop, and finally got that dagger, and it paid off in a huge single team fight. So the score is 10-17, still in the favor of the Scourge, as we see approaching 30 minutes, another Smoke of the Sea bot immediately. Man, these guys are just on top of those smoke ganks, but they need to be careful as the Sentinel has more and more blink daggers. Their mobility and their defensive range just got a lot higher. So if you're ganking one of these guys, if we're even near a tower, we're gonna have people teleporting in. We're gonna have Sakuchi, we're gonna have Scourger and 2 blink daggers coming in to help a counter gang. And we're approaching a stage of the game where heroes are starting to get tank enough, not to survive an entire gank, but just survive long enough so your teammates can come in. And that's crucial, because it's really good if you get a smoke gank and you kill 1 or 2 heroes, but if you get counter ganked in a smoke gank, then not only on your 100 gold is down the drain, but you're putting yourself in a very dangerous position without creeps, very far away from your own territory. So it looks like Invoker is going to go for that Aga Stick to kind of round out. He's finally going to go for some stats item. He got for a Boots of Travel. Yeah, Rekka just, I mean, he goes for some of the most expensive items on Invoker, like Blink Dagger first, Django into BOT, and then Aga Stick. Like, he is farming like a champ. 120 creep kill, not the best, only 4 a minute. Yeah, only 4 a minute, not the best farm, but on a losing team, that's not that bad. Potom has 192. Holy crap, that's like 6. Yeah, that's like 6 a minute, 7 a minute. That's just insane. Windrunner is coming in. She has 150 something. That's 5 a minute. Not too bad. And let's see if they get a good smoking. But the Scourge are extremely defensive, because they have a defensive swap. They have a defensive Echo Slam as well, because these guys is going to be more on the offensive end. And let's see if they could. I think they suspect a smoke gang, because really is a Potom dumb enough to hang out by herself trying to push the tower? They will suspect 3 or 4 hero in terms of smoked. And looks like, are they going to get a Doom on the Potom? Force Spirit chasing everyone digging away. They did see that Moonlight Shadow initiation. No, they're gonna grace on Ogre. Ogre is gonna get doomed. Oh my gosh, Shaker initiation once again, getting these guys clumped, and that is the inexperienced team of the WAG. Meteor drops out on the center, everything. Doom goes down despite of that. Shaker goes down as well, as we see the farm bottom doing a lot of DPS. Definitely Blast is gonna help against these physical DPS heroes. Weaver is still in the center of everything. A lot of Sentry Wards being dropped down on the Sentinel team. Looks like at the end of everything, the bottom, the AA, and the Windrunner is still alive. The Doombringer is dead, and I believe the Invoker, no, the Shaker is dead. So 2 for 2 exchange, but these carry heroes so far is still alive, and that is crucial. I think with that they can get off yet another tower kill. Weaver is going to try his best to defend, but I don't think he can. No, he's going to do some physical damage. There is a Sunstrike. Potom extremely low. His leap is on cooldown because he used it just to dodge, and I believe that is signaling the end of that push. Oh, AA got caught, and AA is going to go down. Good pick, good skill being picked up by Starsboba. At the middle of that team, I was saying that this kind of shows the inexperiencedness of the WAG team. Just getting initiated on, clumped up once or twice. You generally shouldn't make these kind of clumping mistake in such high level game. Although I don't know how high skill WAG is, but that definitely did not help out their cause, I guess. But even the best teams clump sometimes. Like, you know, GG.net against Garage. Oh my god, game 3 that I casted. If you look up in the dictionary, and if you look up the word clump, you will see the picture of GG.net in that picture. Like, oh my god, it was just bad. So I mean, even the best of team do clump up once in a while, and it was also a Shaker that did them in. So let's see if you know, So Soon's Shaker could do the same, and So Soon's Shaker has actually been initiating very well. I think he did. Yeah, he went for Arcane Beats first, and then went for Kellen's Dagger. Let's see if he's gonna go for any other item. He's been dying every single fight though, so I don't think he will get anything else. If you get an extra 500 gold, get a Cloak of Defiance or get a Bracer. If you get an extra 1,000 gold, then get either Ogre Axe, a Vitality Booster, or some. Just get some like HP item. That's all he really needs. Hopefully he could survive all those team battles and get some EXP and get some assist gold. And that's the life of a Shaker after a Blink Dagger. I mean, you don't really need any other item after that. You could go for that Agastick, and it really helps out in terms of your Echo Slam damage. But more or less, it really depends on the positioning. Like, it doesn't matter whether you have a Agastick or not. It just matters how clumped the enemy team is, and that's all it is to a Shaker. So, of course, it's always good to have Agastick, more XP. I mean, more HP, MP, and more damage on you. But again, Shaker is just he's just a one-shot wonder, really. So you don't really need too many items on a one-shot wonder. Looks like they're going to try to get a gank on the Potom. Potom is going to leap out. It's really hard to gank a Potom. I mean, Potom is going to go for the heavy carry build. Is going to go for the MKB. Oh my god, there is that initiation from the Potom. Sunstrike to follow. Great gank from Starsboba, but they are one step closer into coming back this game. Keep in mind, there's a lot of money on the line. 750 for the WAG and 250 for the SB. And yeah, a lot of money on the line. These guys are not just lolling around for a game of Dota. And Hex is finished on the Windrunner. Potom close to her. Yeah, Potom close to her. At least a Javelin. Does she have her second Javelin in base? No, just Javelin number 1. Let's check out how everyone else is doing on item. Vanguard, another Vanguard, Ancient Aberration, Ancient Django, Cloak. Vanguard on the Ogre Magi, and then Cloak. Vanguard on CM? No, Urn on CM. I like that choice. Urn on CM, good. Invoker does have the Aggro finish. Still the core. Doombringer, as I was saying earlier, after the pipe, he should go for a Ghost Staff, really. I mean, in the past couple of fights where he's been running in, Ghost Staff probably doesn't seem like the best choice, because he's going to tank the Fire Blast. He's going to tank the good barrage of the initiating spells, which he probably might not survive, but as the game progresses more and more, he will be able to survive those spells. And what will kill him is going to be the Windrunner's physical attack and the Potom's physical attack, and that's where the Ghost Staff starts to be handy. And also, it's not a bad choice to soak up the spell damage as a Doombringer. As long as you get your Doom off and you get your level death off, you know, let them kill you. You're more or less a one-shot wonder either. Like, you're just a tank. And if you tank a whole bunch of spells, then you did your job. You let the Weaver finish the job, let the Invoker, and let that Shaker. I mean, oh my god, that Shaker is just playing exceptionally well so far. Has the Rope of Magi, so I think he's going to go for a Django of his own. Although Invoker does have a Django. Django just gives you pretty good stats. Like, it gives you Bracer, it gives you Rope of Magi, or maybe he's just going in for some little extra mana. He does have the mana boots, so I don't think he needs any more mana than that. Not too sure what's going on. There is going to be a Roshan attempt. This is Roshan attempt number 2. And here's going to Bloodlust is where it pays off. Just, it speeds up the Roshan attempt so very quickly. Ooh, good blink from... Oh, Venge almost got raped there by the arrow. But that's what else Force Spear is good for. Tanking shit. And let's see if they're going to pick off the Roshan. Roshan very, very low. Let's see if it's going to be a Jack. All these guys invis. That is the bottom invis. Oh. It looks like Potom is going to get the Aegis. Very low level tornado. Hex goes on the Doom. Can they kill the Doom before he Hex? A lot of spell being thrown. Blade Mail turned on of all items. And they are going to kill off the Doom before they could do anything. Double kill pick up on the Potom. I didn't see who else picked it up. Who else died? That was the Shaker. Shaker was got caught. I'm not too sure how that happened. It looks like Ogre's going to try to defend this huge creep wave. I don't think he can. Oh, he drops Ignite, so that's going to be it. So Weaver in the exchange of the Aegis, got a lot of farm. He is sitting at close to his relic at 3,200 gold, 3,300 gold, so it's going to be close. But one thing about the Weaver, I'm not too sure whether I talked about it in my other commentary. One thing about Radiant Spire is that it predicates on your team winning the early game. Like, this applies not so much to a Spectre, because Spectre is just a great carry, but more so to heroes like Weaver. Because if you think about it, I guess it also applies to Spectre as well. If you think about it, the Spectre and the Weaver don't do that much physical damage. Like, their Radiance is... The reason that Radiance is good on them is that they're going to be surviving a long time with Time-Lapse, Akuchi, or Desolate and Spectral Dagger running around. You're going to be surviving a long time, and you're going to be doing a long duration damage. All those damage is going to be coming in very small handfuls from the Radiance, from the Desolate damage, from the Swarms, and the a couple of Gemini attacks. But you're not going to be doing any kind of big bulk damage, so you're going to be surviving for a long time and relying on your Radiance to do the damage. Now, the Radiance is going to do the damage, but when I say it depends whether you're winning the early game or losing the early game. Because if you're losing the early game, the support on the other team is going to get so tanked. Like Vanguards on absolutely everyone. I think once the Radiance come in with the Sakushi and everything, they might kill the Crystal Maiden outright. But that's it. The rest of these guys their effective HP is high. They have a high natural HP. They have a lot of regen as well. So, I mean, Radiance is going to be great. It's going to add to a lot of his damage. But it's not going to be the end-all item. So that's why I kind of don't like Spectre, Weaver as the carry. Like, as true carries. Compared to a Morphling, of course, because they are. I mean, they're not bad carry on their own right, but I hope my point came across in terms of if you're going for a Radiance carry, your team should have some sort of advantage as you pick up that Radiance. And he is gonna get the Relic right now. But yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think, I mean, especially with the Bloodlust, they could just try their best to run out of that Radiance range, as we see a lot of Potom Illusions getting ganked. No big deal. And let's see, do they have the Potom? Potom does have the MKB finish. Another smoke of the Sleeping Bot. These guys are just on top of buying those smokes. That inventory on that graveyard, is that the graveyard? No, the Toma Relic, it's out of smokes. Like, they are out of smoke. Are you going to pop it? Yeah, they're going to pop it. Let's see. I think the Sentinel right now, they should be expecting this. Like, there's no way they can't be expecting this. There's a Moonlight Shadow. There's Smoke of the Sea. These guys love that 5-man gank. And let's see if they can pick off 1 and 2. It's going to be crucial if they pick off either the Shaker. These guys are smoked as well. And oh man, the Shaker in great position. And they are going to find a Weaver. Can Weaver time-lapse? A Weaver needs a time-lapse. Sentry Ward gets dropped down. They are going to focus the shit out of when Weaver goes down. The Shaker going to initiate? No, they're not going to initiate. They realize the Weaver is dead. They need to get out. Don't want to fight this prolonged team fight. Oh, Venge. Got to be very, very careful. Yeah. Weaver does not have buyback gold because he just spent a whole bunch of gold on that Relic. And Doombringer is... I mean, Blade Mail is a very interesting story. I guess it's not bad if you just run and turn on Blade Mail and force them to focus on you and then kill themselves, or make them run away, which is not bad a choice. Making the enemy team run away, or so that Shaker could get a very, very, because when the enemy team is running away, they probably won't care about as much about positioning. So most likely they'll be very, very clumped. So if Shaker could benefit off that, that's not gonna be bad at all. Invoker is gonna be going for that Hex, so not a bad choice. And Hood finished on the AA. Potom DPS up the wazoo. Rimrunner DPS not that bad, has a Hex as well, and looks like the Scourge wants to end this game, and they kind of realize that they can't go late against the Sentinel team. And I'm not too sure whether this is too late. There is that Aegis on the bottom, and bottom just debuff himself. Not the best choice. EMP Tornado for the defense, but very, very low level of Wex. So that EMP is not going to do too much. A lot of spell being dumped on the bottom, and bottom taking quite a bit of DPS. Those Force Spirit just doing... Force Spirit actually tanks so much. Look at that. They're like, whatever, we'll tank it, we'll tank it. Oh, swap goes on Ogre. They're going to try to initiate Ogre. Ogre just runs out. Great Shackle Shack grabbing 2 heroes, but no, this is just set up for that Shaker as we see Echo Slam into meter, wiping that bottom. Bottom has the Aegis, so she will be responding, and looks like bottom is going to be leaping in. Who is going to focus? The Wimmer goes down. They need to focus on the Doombringer. No, they're going to focus on Invoker. Invoker is so low, but Weaver at the back line not doing enough damage just yet. He did kill the Ogre there. Doom goes on the bottom. Bottom is going to survive. No more Aegis on the bottom. At the end of team fight, that was a 3-4-3. Because the Wimmer bought back and the bottom had the Aegis, so I guess it was a 3-for-3 try. And there's a very, very even team fight. Bottom is winning, but they do have to earn there. It will earn him up buyback from Windrunner, so they want to persist with the push. They need to get Rex now. Like, they need to. And even if they get Rex now, it's no guarantee that they will win the game, because, again, Scourge team not as late as the Sentinel. They are going to pick down the tower. 32 seconds to the Doombringer, I believe. 32 seconds to the Doombringer. Weaver is back, but Weaver still no Radiance finish. Bottom is just going to right-click down the Rex. Significant Ancient War goes down. So, Rex number 1 goes to WAG, but again, Scourge not out of the woods yet. They have not convinced me that they're going to win this game beyond all doubts. Yeah, beyond all doubts. They haven't convinced me of that. As we see Blink Dagger initiation, Tornado. Ooh, very long range of Tornado. So I guess that's max class? Was that max Wex? I think that's max Wex. So I take that back about what I said about the low Wex. Max Wex. Okay, never mind. Let me check out Invoker's level, probably really high, at level 20, so a lot of spells being maxed. As they see, they're going to try to get a kill on the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is going to drop on the Shaker. Shaker might be dying. Shaker is going to, but a meter is going to make the CM melt. As we see, Ogre, is he going to Ogre and run out? Ogre goes down, so it drops a gem, but no, they're going to get a kill on the... They did kill the Weaver, so that was a great trade. Trading a Shaker and a Weaver for an Ogre CM. That's a trade I would take any stage of the game. As we see Scourge transitioning into a push with this trade. I think Sentinel got a little bit of overzealous with that chasing with a Shaker, with the Invoker. I think they're going to lose the range racks in this case and might lose their top tower. They will try to be defending very, very valiantly. Doombringer does not have too much of anything. What is he sitting on gold? He has... 1400 gold. I'm not sure what he's getting. Ka can't finish his Radiance just yet. Still, about 1,000 gold short on that. Not Radiance, excuse me, Hex. And then the Weaver, very, very close to that Radiance. Need to have that Radiance finished by the time the team fight breaks out. Bottom doing quite a bit of damage. Ancient Lore is going to go down. So that's Rex number 2 for WAG. Let's see if they're going to transition to top. No, they're going to just turn back. Very, very interesting choice. They are down a player, but so is Sentinel. Now they're going to go to the bot lane. Easier choice to push with the creeps, but they need to be careful of that Echo Slam and of that Meteor. They've been eating it every single team fight. You got to keep in mind, even though they're eating it, they are still coming out of team fights even. Oh my god, they are initiating on that bottom. A lot of Chain Stun. Oh, great swap. No. They do have the Doom on him, so bottom is going to go down regardless. That pipe is going to delay as long as Papa. No, he is going to go down. So bottom dies. Do they have buyback? No. Yeah, I think bottom has buyback. Probably not. She is level 23, so that's pretty high level. So bottom can't buy back. That is another push. Nope, bottom buys back. Never mind that. Okay, and they are going to resume the push. So, yeah, they need to make this push count, because if the push is gone, they are gone. Invoker got to be careful. She does have to blink dagger, and he probably will blink out into safety. No, he is not. Very big mistake by the Invoker. Invoker is got to spend his go for buyback. Yeah, he has to spend the go for buyback. Yeah, he does. And these guys is going to go for yet another push. So, pretty sloppy play from both sides in terms of being initiated upon. These guys need to know, like, the buyback message shows you to the all 10 players, you gotta know the Scourge team is gonna be pushing. So both teams a little bit sloppy in terms of map control. And again, this is where I say, it's a little bit different from the Chinese team. The Chinese teams probably have some of the best map control, as we see a war being countered immediately by a gem. But another no Doom just yet. Bottom pops. Oh, EMP Tornado going on. They can't kill Doom is so tank, man. Doom is going to be running around like crazy. Potom already at half HP, a quarter HP. They need to focus on the Rex. Echo Slam on cooldown most likely on the Shaker, but still got... Oh, man, these guys just completely insane. As we see a swap going on the Hex. Oh my god, Meteor just running through absolute everything. As we see Venge goes down to Pink. I don't know who Pink is. That's the A Ice Blast. But Ogre very, very low HP. CM very low HP. All these guys, even though they can't kill anything, they can't kill the Scourge player, but they have just dropped down into low HP level where these guys just have to go back. If they continue to do this push, it will just be dangerous. I see Potom going for this kill. Potom is going to die. Really bad play from Potom. Getting greedy. Potom got Doom once again. Again, no buyback now. Crystal Maiden goes down. The Sentinel teams all alive. Blink Dagger for the chase. But no, Windrunner is going to go get out. So this either means a mid-power down and probably perhaps a Rax, or going to go for a Roshan attempt. I don't know how they got the kill on Pink. Who's even Pink? Maybe he was lagging behind. Sorry, I was not watching that. Hey, it is Pink. So they're either going to lose the bot tower or mid tower, going to go Roche. I think Sentinel right now should go for the Roche. Again, they're late game. There's no need to push right now. Just keep defending, because right now Scourge team can't go up to a high ground. Great OTs from the Shaker, but really, I got to say, most likely because the Scourge team was just out of position. Both teams quite out of position. It's really sad to say for these guys. Oh, he's going to go for Blade Mail. Interesting choice, I guess so. I mean, if your whole team turns on Blade Mail at the same time, then I guess you guys are invincible for a bit. If they don't want to attack you, I guess. Interesting choice, as we see. I mean, you could say, well, yeah, that Weaver's pretty stacked. He's got Lincolns and Radiance, but his effectiveness is just not that high. Because I think right now the Scourge team is a lot more scared of the Doom than anything else, than the Weaver. Of course, they're share of the Shaker, but that's mostly their fault. But yeah, it seems like the priority for the Scourge team is just to pick off the Doom at the beginning of the team fight, but they can't, because there's always going to be a defensive swap. There's always going to be an Echo Slam. So I think Scourge Sentinel's got a made. If they don't get their Shaker getting ganked off or something without buyback or something, they should be good. Of course, don't ever get caught without buyback, Invoker. It's okay to die, I guess, but if you're not buyback, then the game's over. Potom has all but stopped in her item progression because she had to buy back, and she does have an Eagle Horn. Let's see if she can finish her Butterfly before the game ends. 95 go on the Potom. Windrunner has 3,000 go. She's gonna try to make that Orchid. Orchid's gonna be good. Not most. Well, the silence, 5-second silence is nothing to laugh at, but the amplified damage is also. It's gonna like they need every little bit of damage they need. Of course, this Ogre, as late game support goes, he's not bad because he can multicast and he could give buffs to his teammate. But Crystal Maiden's effectiveness has been dropped to nothing, and this is yet another smoke gank. Every 10 minutes we're gonna see a smoke gank, and let's see if they're gonna find Weaver. Weaver's gone, so these guys are just wasting a lot of time. And again, like smoke ganks, 20 minutes in the game, 5-man ganks, not gonna be bad. But these guys right now are just probably wasting their time. Yeah, probably wasting their time. They're not going to find anyone. These guys are probably too smart for that. Although, as I say that, you know, we saw Invoker dying. We saw Shaker getting caught at the mid-game. So, don't want to count it out of the picture where these guys won't get smoke gank. I think what Doom right now needs to do is save for buyback and not for items. He does have 4K gold. So, if he reaches 5K and maybe even 6K, go for the Reaver and then just save for buyback. Reaver plus 25 strength, that's a lot of HP, and these guys just wasted a whole bunch of time not doing absolutely anything, and they don't have really hardcore carry. Again, like this is what I mean, the Windrunner and the Potom, they just can't carry. They're okay in terms of having a lot of damage, but they just don't survive long enough. They're not like a Morphling or a Dusa where they can just survive for eternity, especially on these prolonged uphill battles where spells are flying left and right. Potom can't survive that long, and here's where the I guess the Lincoln Sphere comes into play. Yeah, the regen is going to be crucial. The Urn Charge is going to be crucial. So they need to make every little bit count. But I think Scourge can go for Roshan at this point if they could get the creeps push. Instead of doing some random smoke ganks, they can go for the Roshan because they do enough DPS. Like the Potom and the Windrunner against the stationary target, they do enough DPS. Orchids is completed. Moonlight Shadow as an initiating tool. But I think this teleportation is going to just give it away, as these guys, if they're paying attention, they will see someone on the minimap for a split second. So they're going to Moonlight Shadow into the Roshan area. This part is warded, so the Sentinel will know. The Sentinel will be gathering. Invoke a Doombringer not coming. Doombringer going for a Shiva's Guard. Great choice. Great armor. I would like a little bit more HP, but you know, can't hurt, can't hurt. These guys trying to delay as long as possible. Potom is gonna pick up the the Aegis. Okay, cheese on the Windrunner. Good choice, good choice. Because you can't have your Potom get chain stunned to death and can't use the cheese. And probably they're gonna be dooming the Potom anyway, so you can't use cheese when you're doomed. Can't use any item when you're doomed. So good choice to give the Potom the Aegis. And this is last push. They need to make it work. If this push don't work, then it's a game over. Like the Sentinel is already getting a little bit too late. Doombringer has the shields finished, so tank, 24 armor, a lot of HP, 2200 HP. Invoker has the Hex most likely. No, going for Linken's. Very late game Linken's. Interesting. Makes sense. A lot of single targeting spell. I would go for Ghost Staff in this case, because not only if Ghost Staff gets rid of the physical attack from these guys, it also gets rid of the AA Shatter effect. So something to consider. Something to consider. Shaker has a Blade Mail finish. Invoker, Linken's Fair as suggested, and where's that their last support? Where's that Venge? Venge, purple. Venge has nothing. Has smoke and dust. Man, this Venge, Bala, itemless Venge. Oh, they have a long ass arrow. Are they gonna clump? They are clumping like champs right now. Blast hits nothing, and that's a waste. As we see, Potom gets a tower down, and they need to regroup a little bit. Weaver gotta be careful. Shaker on top of all clumped Scourge hero. Team fight is gonna be lost for the Scourge, man. These guys just taking too much damage. Double kill goes on the Doombringer. Potom goes down with the Aegis. Weaver barely alive. Chain Stun comes on against the Potom. Potom needs to leap out, but unfortunately no safe place to leap to. Can he leap to? Oh no, Shaker is just with you. He's sticking his huge ass totem up to that Nyan Cat's ass. That was vulgar, but never mind that, as we see Invoker TPs in midnight. Here's where BOT comes in handy. And they are going to come to push in. Looks like Starsboba is going to win themselves 250 gold. Not gold. What am I saying? $250. So these guys just split up to 5 ways, 50 bucks. Now 50 bucks is probably not a lot of money, but with currency exchange and all that, probably a good chunk of money in Vietnam. I don't know what the exchange rate is, but I would guess it's pretty good money. And they're gonna go out and party and drink with the chicks tonight, I think. Would Dota player even know chicks to drink with? I don't know. Maybe these guys are pretty cool. Maybe not. I know this Doombringer's Bala. He is cool. Look at his items. Tank as shit. Weaver is cool too. He's got BKB. How often do we see BKB Weavers, right? Swap goes on the Windrunner. Windrunner is gonna go down before he uses absolutely everything. Great chain stun from the Sentinel team, and Sentinel is gonna take the mid racks, go for the throne. They can do whatever they want right now. Potom has 30 seconds left. AAO hits nothing because they have the pipe. Mid racks going down, gonna go for the top racks next. Great play from Starsboba, but I think it's mostly the Scourge team putting him on a golden platter for them, clumping in absolutely every single fight. I mean, these kind of clumpage you see in DC in-house, so a little bit of disappointing in terms of this level of play, but I don't want to take anything away from Starsboba. Like they were down like 2-8 in the early stage of the game. Was it 10-18 or something ridiculous? Like they were down 8-10 kills in the early stage of the game, but they came back, turtle up, got the Shaker farm. I think that was the best strategic choice of all time. Got the Shaker farm, got that Blink Dagger, and that's when everything turned around. Scourge team need to work better in terms of not clumping up, even if I mean they need to. Well, I don't really know, because it's really hard to not clump up during a push. Especially when you have to focus on a single target such as the Doombringer. But I think another thing that really did them in was really the 5-man smoke ganks. Was effective, got them a couple kills, but the XP trade-off, the gold trade-off was just a little bit too insane. So, man, what a game for Starsboba. I'm happy. I'm a little bit tired casting this long game, so I'm gonna just leave it as short as we see the throne going down. Yeah, some late game analysis. I believe the Sentinel played pretty well. Their positioning wasn't the best thing either, because they got out of position, they got ganked once or twice as well. But good early game ganks, great late game recovery on the back of their captain Starsboba Sosun calling it GG, and there's some gold. There's gonna be some dollar distribution, and that's it. Outside of being completely out of position, I think the item choices on Scourge are all fine. Like I love their item choices. HP up, tanked up, and it was fine. Great item extensions, Hex into Orchids. Bottom got us carry as you want it to be. Like, so all the item choices I'm fine on Scourge. It's just positioning, and you can see that positioning is almost everything in Dota. Uh, I always say positioning is like an extra tier 4 item. You could be a down tier 4 item if in a carry versus carry fight, but if your team have better positioning, then you win that fight. No matter how much, if even if you're down 1 tier 4 item. On Scourge, I hope we saw. I mean, Ka wasn't really effective in this game. Of course, he had some great meter in every single team fight, but that was mostly set up by the Shaker. So his Blink Dagger never really seen a lot of play. So this probably was not Rekka's best game, but I do advise you to try out his build. Let's see whether you're comfortable with it. It's a very aggressive build, but don't get this Blink Dagger and go do nothing with it. You gotta be initiating very bravely, but very smartly as well. So MVP of the game, definitely this Earthshaker, and some great swap this game. That Avenger was absolutely everywhere with the swap. But that's pretty much it. I hope. Oh, actually, one last thing is that I hope that Weaver analysis kind of came through with the Radiance buy. You can see that most other games, let's say when the Spectre gets a Radiance, the tide of the game turns a little bit. Whereas the Weaver got the Radiance in this game was like, well, did you really get Radiance? I didn't really feel anything. So the Weaver mostly was like, it's not because he's a bad carry hero, he's okay. But again, Radiant Spire really depends on your team winning it early. So, the enemy supports will be really low HP, so when your Radiance kicks in, the burn damage would just hurt a lot. But because they lost the early game stage, even when they got the Radiance, the burn damage was like a no factor. So, hope that point got across. So, pretty good play from all around. Well played for Starsboba, winning some games, so they're going to be doing some karaoke tonight and sing with some chicks, I hope. Alright, okay, so the game's over. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. For more Dota commentaries content, check us out on dotacommentary.com. And this is Luminous signing off. GG, guys.